Politeness is often a mask, a veneer, a signal that you are predictable. Genghis Khan understood this. He rejected it, not out of cruelty, not out of instinct, out of control. Politeness limits access. It signals weakness. It invites exploitation. Those who cling to manners, to comfort, to predictability are visible. They are readable. They are manipulable. The world does not reward the polite. It rewards the aware, the strategic, the unmovable. Power is not aggression. It is awareness, observation, positioning, patience. Today, we will examine 9 principles of behavior drawn from history. Principles you can apply in subtle, controlled ways, to move unseen, to regain leverage, to command your own pace. Polite conversation often demands a response, a reflexive acknowledgement that keeps the rhythm of interaction moving. But Genghis Khan, in his unmatched strategic awareness, often chose silence instead of speech. Silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It creates a space where others must reveal themselves, where their expectations, their desires, their vulnerabilities are exposed. When we rush to fill every pause, when we speak too quickly or react too soon, we surrender control. We surrender leverage, often without realizing it. But when we pause, when we allow moments of quiet to linger, we reclaim the narrative. Restraint is not hesitation, it is deliberate observation. Patience is not passivity, it is command. In those moments of silence, we gain insight into the patterns of behavior around us. We see who is driven by need, who is guided by impulse, and who is waiting to be led. Awareness grows, position strengthens, the ability to act at the precise moment, to speak with weight, to move with impact, emerges from this disciplined stillness. By embracing silence, by trusting patience, by exercising restraint, we step into a space of true strategic power. I see the game. I control the pace. Rushing earns no respect. Responding too quickly, too eagerly, signals dependency and reveals vulnerability. Genghis Khan understood this better than anyone. He did not act out of impulse or urgency. He waited, measured, and listened. He observed the smallest details, the slightest shifts in posture, tone, or expression. He understood that power is not in the speed of reaction, but in the precision of timing. Every pause carries weight. Every delayed response is a test, a subtle measure of patience and control, a moment that exposes the intentions of others. Timing is not just a skill, it is leverage. To act too soon is to surrender it. To act too late is to lose opportunity. True control exists in the space between stimulus and response, in the deliberate choice to move only when the moment aligns with purpose. Strategic positioning demands awareness of these moments, the ability to sense when action will have the greatest effect, and the restraint to hold still until that moment arrives. Those who master timing are not pushed by circumstances. They create the circumstances themselves. Their presence is measured. Their words carry weight. Their actions carry consequence. Every decision, every step, becomes an exercise in influence and positioning. I move with awareness. I control the pace. People reveal themselves in the demands they make, in the insistence they carry, in the assumptions they take for granted. Politeness can mask intent, but expectations rarely lie. Every request, every assumption, every belief that someone will comply exposes a position. It shows need. It shows desire. It shows vulnerability. Genghis Khan observed this with unwavering attention. He never indulged expectations. He never reacted automatically to the assumptions of others. Instead, he reset them, subtly, deliberately, in ways that revealed who held true control. When someone believes compliance is guaranteed, they display their hand, they become readable, they become predictable. Strategic awareness lies in noticing these patterns and understanding their significance. By managing expectations, by controlling what others believe is possible, We create unseen leverage. We shape perception. We define the rules of engagement. The power is not in forcing action, it is in shaping the landscape so others act within the framework we control. Every interaction becomes a test, every expectation a mirror of hidden intentions, and every pause a chance to observe and reposition. By mastering this, we reclaim influence and make ourselves unreadable, untouchable, and decisive. I see the game. I am not readable. Immediate action is often mistaken for strength. The world admires those who move quickly, who respond without hesitation, who react to every signal. But true control is rarely found in haste. Genghis Khan understood this deeply. He allowed others to expend energy, to reveal their intentions, to exhaust themselves in motion while he remained still, observing, measuring, positioning. Restraint is not inaction, it is deliberate power held in reserve. Every pause, every measured silence, every withheld response signals observation. It signals awareness. Patience is not weakness, it is leverage. It allows you to understand the patterns, the drives, and the vulnerabilities of those around you. Through restraint, you reclaim the narrative, restore position, and define the pace. Others may move quickly, but you move purposefully. Others may reveal themselves, but you remain unreadable. Strategic positioning is built not in the flurry of motion, but in the deliberate choice to act when the timing is absolute, when the opportunity aligns perfectly with your awareness. Every delay, every quiet decision, every moment of observation reinforces authority. By practicing restraint, by trusting patience, by holding space for your own judgment, you transform movement into influence and presence into power. I move with awareness. I regain position. Politeness blinds. Courtesy conceals intent. Many move through the world believing that manners alone will protect them, that a smile, a nod, or a polite word is enough to navigate complexity. But those who follow scripts of civility often fail to see the patterns that define human behavior. They react to what is obvious. They predict without insight. Genghis Khan, however, observed without revealing. He watched the movements of others, their gestures, their hesitations, their impulses. He distinguished those driven by need from those guided by patience. He understood who sought to manipulate, who sought to comply, and who remained unyielding. In every interaction, he measured exposure, assessed leverage, and calculated opportunity. Awareness is the most expensive currency in human interaction, and the price of ignorance is vulnerability. To see beyond the surface is to step into a position of control, to understand where influence can be applied and where it must be restrained. Observation is not passive, it is active power, a strategic tool that allows you to move unseen, to shape perception without revealing intent, and to position yourself advantageously in every encounter. By mastering this skill, you protect your presence and command the flow of engagement. I see beyond the surface. I control what is visible. The polite offer submission. The instinct to please, to accommodate, to respond eagerly is often mistaken for kindness. But kindness without awareness can signal weakness. The strategic withhold of action, of words, of favors is not cruelty, it is control. Every favor, every accommodation carries a cost. Every concession exposes access, reveals intent, and shapes perception. Genghis Khan demanded obedience not out of fear, not out of aggression, but out of a deep understanding of who could be influenced and who could not. He observed closely, he calculated deliberately, and he gave only what reinforced his position. To resist the urge to please is to reclaim power over interaction. Say less, give less, observe more. The world is filled with those eager to win approval, quick to yield, ready to overextend themselves, and in doing so, they reveal their value and their limits. Strategic positioning arises from knowing your own cost, understanding your own leverage, and maintaining the discipline to hold it. The more scarce your attention, your compliance, and your resources, the greater the influence you command. In withholding, in observing, in controlling access, you define the rules. You become deliberate, untouchable, and strategically positioned. I control my access. I am expensive to manipulate. Others reveal their intentions in the way they react: anger, impatience, flattery, or excessive apology. Each is a signal, a clue, a window into their priorities, their fears, and their vulnerabilities. Polite responses often mask need, while uncontrolled reactions expose position. Genghis Khan never allowed himself to be pulled into the emotional currents of those around him. He observed, he measured, and he chose his responses with precision. Provocation was met not with instinct but with strategy. By controlling your own reactions, you seize influence over the moment. You dictate the pace, and you define the terms of engagement. Every interaction becomes a test. Every stimulus is an opportunity to observe, to gather information, and to determine leverage. Reacting hastily, emotionally, or predictably hands power to others. Responding deliberately, with patience and awareness, restores position, asserts control, and signals strength. Strategic awareness allows you to move through conflict, negotiation, or confrontation without revealing your own vulnerabilities. Each pause, each careful word, each restrained gesture becomes a tool, a form of currency that others unconsciously negotiate around. Mastery of reactions transforms interaction into influence and observation into control. I see the game. I control my reactions. Polite people are transparent. Predictable people are readable. They move through the world leaving traces, offering signals, revealing intentions with every word and gesture. Genghis Khan understood that true power lies not in exposure but in discretion. He revealed only what was necessary, only what served a purpose, and only when the timing reinforced his position. Every action had a cost, every word carried weight. To be seen too clearly is to invite influence, to allow others to measure and manipulate your intentions. To be unseen is to hold power. To be unreadable is to be untouchable. Strategic positioning requires understanding the value of what is visible and what is withheld. Control is measured not by what you say or show, but by what others cannot know. By limiting exposure, by managing perception, you shape the decisions and movements of those around you without direct confrontation. Observation becomes insight. Silence becomes influence. Every choice, every gesture, every action is deliberate, calibrated, and positioned to maintain leverage. Mastery of visibility allows you to move through the world with authority, to interact without surrendering power, and to remain untouchable in a space where others are constantly revealing their vulnerabilities. I am untouchable. I move unseen. Everything has a cost. Every interaction, every favor, every word, every moment of attention carries value. Those who are polite without awareness often underestimate this cost. They give freely. They concede quickly. They offer access without consideration, and in doing so they reduce their own leverage, weakening their position without even realizing it. Genghis Khan understood the economy of human interaction. He charged with his presence, with his decisions, with his patience. His silence, his observation, and his deliberate timing all carried weight. Every gesture, every word, every movement was measured to reinforce his authority and preserve his control. The strategic understand that their value is not optional. It is defined, asserted, and maintained. They never undervalue themselves. They recognize that scarcity creates influence, that patience adds weight, and that restraint signals power. Every concession has a price, and every action demands recognition of cost. By defining your own cost, by holding the value of your time, attention, and resources in high regard, you maintain authority in every exchange. Influence is not given, it is earned through deliberate positioning and awareness of the price others must pay. I define my cost. I am in control. Politeness is a habit of the predictable, and predictability is vulnerability. Those who move through the world by habit, by expectation, by reflex, are visible. They are readable. They are exposed. Control is not found in haste, in words, or in gestures. It is cultivated through silence, through careful timing, through deliberate observation, and through measured restraint. The strategic understand this. They move without revealing themselves. They influence without aggression, and they exert power without needing to dominate visibly. Every decision, every pause, every choice to act or hold, still is an exercise in authority. Awareness allows you to navigate the currents of human behavior, to anticipate the intentions of others, and to position yourself advantageously without surrendering your own leverage. To be unreadable is to be untouchable. To be patient is to hold weight. To be deliberate is to define influence. The world does not reward those who follow the scripts or who bow to expectation. It rewards those who understand patterns, who control the pace, who calculate their moves and maintain their boundaries. The polite may survive, but the aware dominate. Every step, every word, every silence becomes an instrument of power, and mastery is in the deliberate choice to move with awareness. I see the game. I move with awareness. I control the pace.